Yo, welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video, we're going over to a brand new Raw review where we were in Sacramento, California, the capital of California, if you weren't aware already. Unless you live in Sacramento or California, then you most likely knew. If you didn't, then I would get a history book and start studying right now. But yeah, Monday Night Raw, the first Raw after the Vision betrayed Seth frickin' Rollins. But before we get into this video, drop a big thumbs up down below, hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel, because it really helps the channel grow. Anyway, let's hop into today's video. Well, the show started off with recaps. What a surprise! Recaps are one of the most important things in the entire world. And nobody really knows why. Nobody knows. Probably has to do with people didn't watch the Raw before that because it was at like 8 a.m. or 7 a.m. depending on where you live when Raw was on last week. So you probably should have catch the VOD. But yeah. And yeah, they showed this, right? But the Raw general manager, Adam Pearce, started off today's show, opening the show, welcoming people to Monday Night Raw, and he said he has updates about the current status of the World Heavyweight Champion, Seth Rollins. But before he could even talk about the status of our World Heavyweight Champion, he got interrupted by the Vision, which we saw Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed with Paul Heyman in the background holding the World Heavyweight Championship that has Seth Rollins' nameplate still on it. Look at them. Look how cool it is. By the way, I think we should take a moment to just look at Braun Breaker with the title. Look at Braun Breaker with the World Heavyweight Championship. It just looks right, man. It just looks so right. Look at him. He looks like he looks like he's meant for that championship. Looks like it, bro. It looks like it. But they came down to the ring, and Adam Pearce gave us some updates, and he announced that he will be stripping Seth Rollins of the World Heavyweight Championship due to a major surgery to his shoulder. And at Saturday night's main event, there will be crowned a new champion, and CM Punk will be in the match since he did earn his spot in the match because of the #1 contendership last week. And CM Punk will take on the winner of the Battle Royal winner, and that happened tonight. So yeah, and then Adam Pearce asked for the title back, but only got it after saying plenty of yeses, because Braun Breaker said, say it respectfully, and then say it please, 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 please. And he wouldn't give the title back until that. But then he eventually gave the title to Adam Pearce and he left the ring. And then Paul Heyman grabbed a microphone and explained he didn't leave Roman Reigns for Seth Rollins. He left Roman Reigns and CM Punk for the future of WWE, the future WrestleMania main eventer, Braun Breaker. Which, he ain't wrong. Braun Breaker is literally the future of WWE. When Roman Reigns, CM Punk, John Cena, when they all retire out to the sunset, and new stars are appearing as we speak, like an Obafemi, like a Braun Breaker, like a Bronson Reed even. And he makes fun of Seth's shoulder, calls his shoulder bum, and says he couldn't carry the Vision with one shoulder. And yeah, that was it. That was it for the first segment of the show. We saw the announcement of Adam Pearce announcing that Seth Rollins will be getting stripped of the World Heavyweight Championship, and we saw the reasons and the actions why the current Vision of Braun Breaker, Paul Heyman, and Bronson Reed betrayed their former leader in Seth frickin' Rollins. But This was a big Raw tonight because we had the Women's Intercontinental Championship on the line against Maxine Dupree versus the champion in Becky Lynch. And we had the Men's Intercontinental Championship where Dirty Dom, the Triple A Mega Champion, and the WWE Intercontinental Champion took on the Bulgarian Brute, Rusev, in a legendary match in Golden One Center where the Sacramento Kings play, and they will fall, even though they have one of my favorite players of all time, Zach LaVine, on their team. Not bad. Subscribe to Vuplexington NBA. But we did see some clubhouse action, if you don't mind me saying myself. When Dom comes in the clubhouse, they were mad at him for getting them a match. Dom doesn't really understand why they're mad at him because he didn't try to get them a match. Because last week, if you remember, he said, "Why am I the only champion wrestling every single week, defending my title every single week?" And then they obviously gave the idea to AJ to ask for that match for the tag team championships. And made Finn Balor and JD McDonough very mad at him. So yeah. But Roxanne Perez tried to comfort Dom, and Raquel broke it up before it even started. So yeah, maybe we will Liv Morgan return before the end of the year. What do you guys think? Comments below. But we did see AJ Styles and Dragon Lee take on the Tag Team Champions, which, if you weren't aware already, this was their second title defense since winning them back in June? That's disgusting. And why am I surprised, though? It happened last year. The same thing happened last year when they won them in June of 2024 and didn't lose them until December of 2024 with 3 defenses under their belts. That's disgusting. We should never, ever, ever have to deal with that in a tag team division. Champions should be literally defending their championships weekly, if not once every month. Once every month, any champion in all of WWE has to defend their title at least once a month. Is that fair? It is. It's pretty fair. Honestly, it's pretty lenient if you ask me myself. But it's fine. Because this tag team match was absolutely phenomenal. No pun intended, AJ. No pun intended. But we did see Dragon Lee get his booty kicked by Finn Balor by kicks to his stomach. And JD McDonough sold this knee straight to the face like he just got hit by a bullet. It was nasty. But we did see AJ take care of Finn Balor after he did some type of move that got Finn Balor to land in his ball sack. And then we saw Dragon Lee kick the face off of Finn Balor straight in the corner, and this beautiful, beautiful stomp to the chest of JD McDonough from Dragon Lee. And then when Finn Balor pulled JD on the outside to get a breather, Dragon Lee said, nah. We don't get breaks here in WWE. And so he decided to fly over the top rope, land on both of these fools, and get the celebration. Then we saw this crazy, crazy move, which I can't even really explain because it's just too hard to explain. But we did see JD give a powerbomb to Dragon Lee, which I don't think we've ever seen JD McDonough ever give a powerbomb. I could be wrong. I just haven't seen it ever. Then we did see a little old school New Japan style action where we saw AJ Styles take on some Finn Balor, where they started cooking, where we saw AJ give a clothesline to the corner. Dragon Lee took out JD when he got back inside the ring. Then a blinded AJ Styles because he got his eyes raked, got hit with a Finn Balor sling blade. But when AJ got flung to the apron, he ended up hitting a forearm to the face of Finn Balor, letting him hit the phenomenal forearm for the 1, 2, 3. It was a 2.999999. Because literally at the last second, JD saved this, and I thought the match was over. I thought we were going to have new tag team champions. But we did see JD McDonough hit a standing Spanish fly in the middle of the ring where we almost saw AJ land straight on his head. But thankfully, he's so athletic, he somehow landed on his high of, like, right back here, chat. Don't know how it's possible. After a beautiful moonsault from JD McDonough to AJ Styles, we saw Finn Balor hit AJ with the coup de grace. But at the last second, before the referee hit the 3 count, we saw Dragon Lee jump over JD to break up the pinfall. To continue the match for his team. Then, after JD got sent to the outside, we saw Dragon Lee dive to the outside on top of him. Then, after multiple attempts of Finn Balor trying to hit the Styles Clash on Styles, AJ ended up hitting the Styles Clash for the 1, 2, 3, and your new World Tag Team Champions, AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. And I'm pretty sure this is Dragon Lee's first main roster championship since joining the main roster all the way back in, 2024? 2025? I don't know, 2024, 2023? Bro, it's been forever, and it's finally time. And if you haven't noticed, Dragon Lee's actually been getting reactions from the crowd ever since he started with this, tag team thing with AJ Styles, so good job, AJ Styles, for finally somehow getting over Dragon Lee, which I thought was impossible. Maybe try it with Santos Escobar? Maybe? I don't know. We did see another Jay versus Jimmy segment in the locker room where they were arguing once again about how Roman and stuff like that. I don't know. This thing was crazy. It even led into the Battle Royal later tonight. But it was time for the Intercontinental Championship match where the greatest luchador of all time, the king of luchadors, to be exact, Dominic Mysterio defended his title against someone who is very undeserving of it, Rusev. And this match was absolutely good when Dom already got the jump on Rusev, but as soon as they got back on the ring, Rusev brutally and disturbingly attacked Dominic Mysterio for honestly no reason at all. Sending him into the corner, giving him some thrust in the corner of the ring, undespicable. Even standing on his throat where you could have literally choked out him. That's disrespectful. That's what we call disrespectful. But finally, Dom got in the middle rope, hit a couple clubs to the head, letting him get some offense, and before Rusev had to ruin it all and give him some nasty, powerful suplexes. But thankfully, after we came back from commercial, we saw Dom try to hit a froggy frog splash, but Rusev got his knees up for some reason and hit this devastating Uranagi on him. But then Dom finally started using his head and realizing he cannot lose his title, or else every Dom millionaire who has their stocks in him are going to become broke millionaires. So he tried to grab his title, but Rusev grabbed him, and then Penta showed up. Rusev threw Dom into Penta, but right as Dom was getting dragged into the ring, he allegedly grabbed the hammer that rings the bell when the match is over. He snuck it into his boot, hit the leg of Rusev, tried to go for the 619, But Rusev, for some despicable reason, had to catch the beautiful 619 from the beautiful Dominic Mysterio and found the hammer, tried to commit murder with it, but thankfully the ref Rod thankfully saved Dominic's life and the match by holding on to Rusev's arm for dear life, which we finally saw Dom take advantage and allegedly kick him in the nuts, which honestly I don't think that happened. All I saw was him getting where Dom kicked Rusev in the back of the back, hit the 619, hit the Froggy Frog Splash for the 1, 2, 3, and still your Intercontinental Champion, Dominic Mysterio. But that wasn't it, because we saw Penta hit the springboard DDT onto Rusev's head, and that was pretty much it of the men's Intercontinental Championship division. Because now we're on to the women's, where we saw Maxine Dupree take on the man, the myth, the legend, Big Time Becky Lynch, with the women's Intercontinental Championship on the line. And Maxine Dupree was not backing down from Becky Lynch, taking all the brutal attacks that Becky had in store for her. And we even see this crazy roll-up type thingy thing. We even see Maxine Dupree hit one of those 2K moves where nobody thinks it's real, but finally finds it real. And Maxine hit a nasty crossbody on Becky as well, hitting a leg drop to Becky, hitting a fisherman suplex on Becky, hitting a knee to the side of the face on Becky, and even hitting a kick straight to the side of the head on Becky, which light Becky up, even put Becky Lynch into an ankle lock, which didn't do too much because Becky literally just put Maxine Dupree into an armbar, which thankfully Maxine fought out in her hometown of Sacramento. And somehow, some way, when they were both on the top rope, Maxine fought out, sent Becky to the mat where she kissed the mat, did a beautiful crossbody for the 1-2. Ooh. But they went to the outside. We saw this crazy thing where after Becky got upset, she grabbed her title, tried to walk away. Maxine went outside, attacked her, threw her back in the ring, did this crazy little sunset flip, letting Becky throw the title across the ring. But as soon as Maxine was talking to the ref, was complaining about how it should have been a 3 count, Becky had enough time to grab her championship, wham Maxine in the back with the championship, ending in a DQ finish. And Maxine Dupree technically won the match. And then we saw a brutal assault after the match where Becky just kept kicking her in the face and gave her one manhandle slam to finish her off. And we didn't even see nobody save Maxine Dupree, not even AJ Lee, not even Nikki Bella, nobody saved Maxine Dupree here. Justice for Maxine. Justice for Rhea Ripley, because look at her nose. She completely and unbearably shattered her nose. Like, look how swollen it is right here specifically, like right there as well. Like, you can barely tell there's like her nose. We all know how her nose looks, but you can barely tell it looks like that now. Now, I don't know the severity of it. I'm going to guess she's going to need surgery on that thing, unless it can just heal by itself. But will we see Rhea Ripley with a new nose? Put it down in comments below. But she did leave a comment saying, "Thank you, Japan, I still love you." Crying emoji. But the Kabuki Warriors had a message to send to the women's tag team division and Rhea Ripley, too. They said, specifically Asuka, they said, "Rhea, I want you to remember that it was me who ruined your trip home. The Kabuki Warriors broke your friend Io's spirit. So you have to pay. Kyrie, last week you finally showed me what I've always wanted to see from you. You showed me how ruthless you can be. And that's exactly what the Kabuki Warriors are going to be. We've taken care of Io and Rhea. This is a warning to the entire tag team division. And that was it. One question. One question. That's all I have. What tag team division? Zaruka, Charlotte, and Lexa, and Kabuki Warriors? But honestly, they only have two threats. Can someone please in the comments below let me who other than Alexa and Bliss and the Zaruka are in the tag team division for the women? Because these are the only two I can think of, unless my brain is like brain farting right now. But I'm pretty sure that those are the only two tag team in the women's tag team division. Am I wrong? I don't know, maybe I am. But we did see the women's world champion Stephanie Vacker take on Roxanne Perez. But before that, we did see a little interaction from Paul Heyman and Becky Lynch, where Paul tried to use his smooth words to calm Becky Lynch down, but Becky did not calm down and said whoever Nepo baby he sticks his little greasy hands onto, Seth will literally and inbreedable kill them. And she also said, we're not surprised, not one bit, that you betrayed him. Seth was ready for it. Seth actually was surprised it took this long for you, Paul Heyman, to betray him. Which makes no sense because literally that same last week, Seth Rollins was just saying to Paul Heyman how grateful he is to have him and how trustworthy he is to have him. Little hypocrite, don't you think, Becky? But WWE, holy, I need to stop talking. WWE showed the contenders in the World Heavyweight Championship #1 contendership Battle Royal, and it had Ivar, a couple of the New Day members of Grayson Waller, Kofi Kingston, Dominic Mysterio, Finn Balor, JD McDonough, Tozawa, Otis, Rusev, Penta, Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, LA Knight. Yeah. AJ Styles, Dragon Lee, Sheamus, and El Grande Americano. So, yeah. That was who was in the match. But we did see Roxanne Perez take on Stephanie Vacker in a pretty solid match, if you don't mind me saying. Because we did see the women's champion get slammed down to the mat very, very hard. She also dodged some punches from Roxanne. Did this crazy little thing. Bullet train to the chest of her. We saw a devil's kiss. And then we saw a beautiful 6'9". But Roxanne did take advantage, targeting the arm of Stephanie Vacker after Raquel Rodriguez distracted her. But they did not step Stephanie because she did a crossbody on both of them, sending Roxanne back into the ring, hitting a nice Angel's Wings for the 1, 2, 3, and the winner of the match, Stephanie Vacker. But, of course, we saw Raquel and Roxanne brutally attack Stephanie, leading to Nikki Bella coming out, making the save, taking out Roxanne. But we did see her take a ginormous boot straight to the face. But thankfully, there was Stephanie Vacker who hit a crossbody on Raquel Rodriguez. And we did see a cock slip from Nikki Bella. No disregards. And then we saw this little goofy thing that no one really cares about. But what we do really care about is the Vision had another segment, and Braun Breaker asked why he isn't in the Battle Royal after the title was taken away from them. Paul says, if you just listen to me, you'll get the success like Brock Lesnar had. After 5 months in the WWE, he beat The Rock for the WWE Championship, and then you can even And you can be like CM Punk in 2012 when WWE was about to fire the WWE champion with 100 days under his belt. But that success, but when he listened to Paul Heyman, that success led to over a 400-day championship reign. And then he said, if you listen, Roman Reigns listened to me, and that made him the tribal chief. That made him one of the longest reigning champions in all of WWE history. And he said, just listen to me. And the Braun B&B security said, we agree, Paul. We agree. Then, we saw a little segment between Nikki Bella and Stephanie Vaquer saying, and Nikki said, when you're a champion, there's a big target on your back. Heck, I remember when I was champion. And she said, I know we only know each other for a couple of months, but we're friends, and we're going to need each other's backs because we have a new rivalry in the Judgment Day. Now, from the very first comments of Nikki Bella saying when you're a champion, there's a big target on your back, I can already sense it. I can feel my fingers tingling. I can hear ChatGPT getting ready to book the Nikki Bella heel turn when she finally turns her back on Stephanie, probably after a big loss, and finally goes after for the Women's World Championship, and everyone online is going to be playing, oh my god, Nikki Bella's overpushed. Oh my god, Nikki Bella sucks. Oh, she's just a Nepo baby. Oh, like, obviously she's not a Nepo baby, but, she almost got married to John Cena. That's why she's so popular. Oh, why is she in the Hall of Fame? Get her out of the Hall of Fame. That's what every single person on Twitter and on the internet is going to say about Nikki Bella, even though I think the Nikki Bella hate is totally unreasonable. And honestly, Nikki Bella is underrated. I'm just gonna say it. Now, is she the best wrestler? No, but she's pretty entertaining for what she brings to WWE, and it's pretty cool that she, at the ripe age of 41 years old. Is she 41? I don't know. She's in her 40s somewhere. At the ripe age of 40-something years old, she decided to take her talents back to the WWE in the Netflix era. But it was finally time for the Battle Royale where we saw Jey Uso and Jimmy come down, Sheamus with no limes, and we did see El Grande Americano come out, and we did see Saddle Metal, and we did see LA Knight, I Wanna Be Your Dad, and then we saw the best in the world, CM Punk, where for a split second I thought he was entering himself in the Battle Royal, and if he won, he would face himself at Saturday night's main event, and the feud versus CM Punk would literally burn the world in flames. But it was time for the Battle Royal where every single man in it just started attacking each other. We did see some big meaty man slapping meat with Otis and Ivar, but we did see Otis go down first, then Tozawa. But if Tozawa had used 10% of his energy, he would have knocked everybody in that ring out of the ring. But sadly, we did see Dragon Lee get sent out by the Judgment Day. We saw Dom push out Penta and Rusev, and then we saw Sheamus go to blows with Ivar and hit some nastiness. They ended up both on the apron. Sheamus hit a nasty knee, hit a white noise on Ivar, sending him out of the ring. And then, as soon as El Grande Americano reached down his pants, grabbed the little metal plate, put it inside his mask, he got hit with a 1D, and then got eliminated. But sadly, for some reason, the King of Luchadors, who was one of the only wrestlers in the entire world that will do double duty on a Monday Night Raw, got hit with an Irish Curse backbreaker by Sheamus. And then we saw a little 10 beats of the Padron from Sheamus to both JD McDonough and Finn Balor. And this is how Finn Balor actually got eliminated. And we did see this disgustingness of, I believe this was Sheamus that got eliminated here. Dom got eliminated I'm joking. He didn't get eliminated. He didn't get eliminated. There was no referees to see the elimination. No referees. Dom is so smart. He got back inside the ring like nothing ever happened. Tried to eliminate AJ Styles, but AJ Styles wouldn't let it happen. And then AJ got monkey flipped by Kofi Kingston. By the way, that's the name of the move. But Kofi wasn't next one out. We did see LA Knight hit this DDT thing. I don't know what this was. We did see a Billy Goats curse thing. And then when AJ went for the phenomenal forearm, he got caught with 2 super kicks straight to the jaw, and he was the next one to be eliminated. And then when LA Knight and Jimmy Uso were fighting, and they were holding on to each other, Jey Uso decided to make a sacrifice, sacrificing his brother for his own personal gain, dumping him out of the ring. But out of nowhere, the greatest luchador, the king of luchadors, the king of the Intercontinental Champion, the king of all Mexico, Dom took his chance, hit Jey Uso in the back, tried to go for the 619, but Dominic Mysterio got launched up in the air and started flying to the sky where his feet hit the floor, and the new number 1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship will be main event Jey Uso. And Jimmy was pretty pissed about it because, his own brother eliminated him for his own personal gain, which, to be honest, CM Punk was spitting facts here. It's just all part of the game, brother. It's all part of the game. And to end Raw, we saw the legendary face-off of CM Punk versus Jey Uso, and that was going to take place on November 1st at Saturday Night's Main Event in Salt Lake City, Utah, for the World Heavyweight Championship. Which brings into question, will we see CM Punk become a 2-time World Heavyweight Champion, or Jey Uso become a 2-time and get his redemption arc from when he lost it back in June? Or will we finally get to see a full and an actual reign from CM Punk here at Saturday night's main event? What do you guys think below about this? Are you excited to see CM Punk versus Jey Uso? I'm not really, because we already saw CM Punk literally pin main event Jey Uso, but it doesn't really matter. Anyway, a beautiful rest of the day. See you tomorrow. Bye.